So Sean, you served in a much different DMZ environment. The historic Panmunjom Summit had just taken place in April 2018. You took command when there was great momentum for engagement with the North Korean military. Could you talk about how the dangers of the DMZ and perhaps lessons learned from the axe murder incident shaped your preparations and readiness for engaging with the North?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the question. I think that it shaped our preparation in two very, very different ways. The first way was almost a sense of patience and in a sense of de-escalation, believe it or not.
Mm.
I would actually reference my predecessor, Lieutenant Colonel Matt Farmer, who was just a very studious officer who knew everything about the Bonifas family story. And he reflected a lot on a letter Art had written to Marcia. It was one of the first things he told me about like the job of de-escalation. And I think that played a key role in the defector incident in December of 2017, because Lieutenant Colonel Farmer made sure that his troops knew they always had a right to self-defense. But when that defector ran across and those North Koreans were shooting at that defector, the US and ROK soldiers were not in immediate danger. And those soldiers had the discipline to not escalate that situation. It would have been very easy for them to engage those North Koreans. And then who knows, if 6 or 8 people died in December of 2017, do we still have January 2018 in the period of cooling off of the tensions? Mm-hmm. Who knows? We don't know. But I know that Matt Farmer thought almost every day about the axe murder incident, and that really influenced how he talked to the troops, how he trained the troops, and this notion of we are ready, but we also are not going to do something that's not necessary. And that takes tremendous discipline of the young privates and sergeants on the line. So it's a tremendous privilege to be able to lead those troops. The flip side is the reality of how that day ended, and the fact that you can be going from a reasonable engagement very quickly into something violent. And because of that, the martial arts that the ROK soldiers do, the Taekwondo, making sure the US troops on the line are now all combatives level 1 certified, making sure that the marksmanship is always practiced, just constantly being prepared to flip the switch. And I think that's the discipline of the young soldiers and NCOs at the JSA, is this ability to know that you could step up to that line and the North Koreans could try to make you flinch, could try to intimidate you, could kind of do a little juke and try to make you go for your weapon, but you're not going to do it. But as soon as that moment crosses where you need to do it, you're ready to do it and you're not afraid to do it. And I think that those are the lessons of 1976 that we still carry forward today, and frankly, prepare the deterrence that keeps everyone safe, but also keeps that open spirit that they showed in those days, that, hey, doesn't matter if they, try to intimidate you, you be open to having that dialogue and creating options for the UNC commander and for our diplomats.
Yeah, well, really well stated. And I saw firsthand how great Lieutenant Colonel Matt Farmer was. I was the secretary when I was on active duty of the United Nations Command Military Armistice Commission. And I saw firsthand how exactly the way you described it. Troops were professional, they were ready, but they took assessment of the situation and determined there was no need to fire back. Who knows what that could have led into? Something much, much worse at a place specifically designed for dialogue and not violence. So thank you for making that point, Sean. Really appreciate it.